जब नन्ही चींटी दाना लेकर चलती है, चढ़ती दीवारों पर 100 बार फिसलती है। चढ़कर गिरना, गिरकर चढ़ना न अखरता है। मन का विश्वास रगों में साहस भरता है। आखिर उसकी मेहनत बेकार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की हार नहीं होती। Jai Hind everyone, welcome to the Patriotic IAS. Once again we will start our the Hindu news analysis, and before entering into the session I would like to bring the topic that we will take today. We will cover Jaisal Adal, and this is the group operating now. This is declared as a terrorist group operating in the areas, the border area of the Iran and Pakistan. And we will locate the Iraqi city Erbil. Then we will further enter into the discussion of section 17 of the Prevention of Corruption Act. Then we will locate the Rocky Mountain, Great Plain and Midway. Then we will also study about the Thiruvalluvar, is the poet and the philosopher of the Tamil Nadu, so much famous in the Tamil Nadu. We will study something. Then we will also study this National Essential Diagnostic List. This is the part of like the GS paper 2. Then we will further study the science communication. What is the use you can use in GS paper 3, particularly science and technology in the day-to-day life. And further we will go, this is covered on the editorial page, the article on the Delhi Chief Secretary's the extension of the period for the 6 months. And we will further discuss the power of Delhi government and the union government under the article 239A. Then we will enter into the India-Bangladesh relations, how this is turning dynamics in the relations for the GS paper 2 international relation. Further we will also study wolf warrior diplomacy that is adopted by the China generally, and how we can use in our answer in GS paper 2. Further, we will go to study this speaker's role in the anti-defections, and in the context of KM Singh case and the Sadiq Ali case. So this has brought a new dimension to the role of a speaker. Further, we will study concept of LED that will be useful for the GS paper 3 science and technology. Also, it is very important for the prelims perspective. And then we will study balance use of AI, artificial intelligence, that is going to be used, that is going to dominate the world over. And in the last we will study the lithium as the white gold. White is considered as the white gold. So all this will be the part of our discussion that we will cover. So let's enter into the session. So first topic, this topic, the first page that has covered the Mathura Mask SC Stage High Court decision on the inspection panel. So this is not that much important because nothing is relevant for the UPSC. Just you should know that the Supreme Court has stopped the execution of Allahabad court decision that to appoint a commission to inspect the Shahi Idgah Mosque of the Mathura. This is only thing you should know. Besides that, there has been a claim for this temple as the Hindu temple, this mosque as the Hindu temple, where this mosque is now. So there could be the controversy on this issue. We will not enter. We will further see the development. What are the other things that is going to be come? Next thing is that Iran launched missile strike on the Pakistan targeting militants. So only you should know this Jaish al-Adal, where they have targeted. They are from the this Sunni community of the Islam, and in the Sunni community this is the Salafi separatist. Okay, within the group there is the further category, like there is the division within the Hindus caste. Under the caste there is some division of the caste. So there is the sects, and also in the Hindus there are the different sects like the Saivite sects and Vaishnavite sects. Different sects are there, like in the Islam there are the sects. So this is this belongs from the Sunni Salafi community. Okay, this is the sect. Other thing is that they are the extremist group. They are operating in the area of the Baluchistan and the porous border area of the Iran and Pakistan. There is the demand for the separate Baluchistan in this area. So you should be considerate about that. Then there has been the attack on the Iraqi city Erbil. Okay, so you should locate where this Erbil is situated. Let's see where this is situated. Give me 1 second to show the picture of Erbil. Okay, so we will locate in map. So Erbil, are you able to see where is the Erbil? Erbil in the Iraq. So Iraq is here and Erbil is here. Other important, this is the Erbil. You should be careful about. Erbil is here. Also, you should be observing. You should observe that Iraq's position. It has the border with Syria. It has the border with Turkey, I think here, and Iran here in the eastern side. It has the border with the Kuwait also. You will read this Gulf War of 1990s. It was between the Iraq and Kuwait. So Kuwait is here. Saudi Arabia is in the southern side. Okay, so this is the Jordan. This is the overall location. The capital of Jordan is Amman. You should remember, capital of Syria is Damascus. Capital of Iraq is Baghdad. Everyone know. Okay. So this doesn't touch other side, like the Azerbaijan is not touching the Iraq. It is touching the Iran. Caspian Sea is touching Iran but not touching the Iraq. You should be keeping in mind whenever questions is being asked. So all these things that you should know, that's all. Now we will come to yes, this is all about you should know. Next important news that is relevant for us, this case that is going on against the former Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Chandrababu Naidu, and there was the case and the sections, the law that is implemented is the anti-corruption law. He is accused of the anti-corruption law, violation of anti-corruption law. So you should know what is the section 17A. 17A asks for you have to take a prior permission before starting the case. So in this case, it has been challenged that the prior permission, particularly in this, the authority is the governor. From the governor has not taken place, and that's why this case is not valid. But there is the judgment. One of the judge agree with that. Yes, if this is not taken prior consent, so there is need. One of them is not accepting this, that there is the need for the prior consent. So the main opposition is due to this point, like this is not apply retrospectively. Retrospectively means the laws that comes today, it shouldn't be applied in the past. For example, take the today legislature makes the law that if you will eat the momos, you will be fined with the 500 rupees for this. Momo is banned and you cannot eat this, and if you will eat, you will be fined with the 500. So this law comes today. Today is 17 January 2024. If you have taken momos in 2023, now the police comes to you and asks for the 500 rupees. So this is the implementation of law with the retrospective. If you have done this act in the past, then you will be fine. But if this is not applied, means the law comes, and if you will be not fined for the 500, because the law generally doesn't apply in the retrospective manner. It is always apply in the prospective manner. Okay, in the futures act. So in the past, whatever you have done, that doesn't matter. If you will eat momos after 17 January, from and after 17 January, then this fine will apply. So that is means that the case was filed. The law amended for this section 70A, that was amended in 2018, but the case was filed in the prior to the 2018. That's why this doesn't apply as per the one of the judge. This is all about for this news. Next news is with respect to the Arctic blast in New York snow dot. So this is one of the example of the climate change. The climate is so much unpredictable, has become so much unpredictable. So we doesn't know. So that's why there was the no snowfall in the New York, but this time there was lot of snowfall. And you should mainly you should locate this Rocky Mountain, Great Plain, and the Midwest area in the map. This can be UPSC can ask where they belong from, so you should know. So is it visible? This is the area. This is the US. This is the eastern part. This is the Atlantic Ocean. This is the Pacific Ocean. Here it has been shown. And now Rocky Mountain here. It is here. And after Rocky Mountain there is the Great Plain, and after that we have the Midway. Midwest. Where is the Midwest? I think this area is the Midwest. Okay. Here it is not shown in this, but Midwest lies here, just adjacent to the Great Plain. So you should be careful about this. Where is the Rocky Mountain? Where is the Great Plain? This Appalachian Mountain is also important. You will study in the world history that there was the western shift of the colonies, and that's why there was the one of the region for the civil war in the US. So you will read, this is the Mississippi River. This is very important. This is the Great Lakes. This is the border between the Canada and USA. So this is all about, you should know. Next important news. Next important news that we can take, this news that KS Chitra has the right to free expression. This Congress has made the comment. There is you don't have to go on this all events, but you just have to one line, that was that she mentioned that she appealed to the people that Loka samasta sukhina bhavantu. So whenever you are going to write a essay, you can use this slok as the quotation. So you should learn that where the quotes comes. You don't have to memorize the this quotation and poems, other thing from the books. For the essay, your preparation comes from the daily newspaper and the daily day-to-day activity, whatever you encounter, you can note down. So you can note down this poem, this sloks, that Loka samasta sukhina bhavantu, means whenever you have to tell that the word India views for the word, or the whatever the best stand of the any of the country or the individual, this should be the Loka samasta sukhina bhavantu, means wishing that Almighty's blessing may be showered to the everyone. So this is very good quotation you can use. Next important news we can take is from this development with the Guruvant Singh Pannu, and this you can use into the internal security GS paper 3. Whenever you have to write the insurgency in the Punjab, you can mention these two groups, Sikh for the justice and the Babbar Khalsa International. So you should know there was the two killing uh, there are these killings were of the high authorities, like the Bayant Singh, the chief minister of the Punjab, was uh, assassinated in 1995, and there was the assassination of one of the DGP in the Punjab in the 1990s. So you should mention whenever you are going to write about the Punjab, there is insurgency in the Punjab. The two things you should always remember. This news is important because the development of the India-China relation, some of the point where still the conflict is going on between the China and India. So whenever you are going to write your answer with respect to the China and India, you should mention all these places like the Sankat Tekri, Galwan Valley, where there was our 20 of the soldiers give sacrifice, and this has been kept secret by the our army, but sometimes it comes out like recently there was the convention, there was particularly ceremony for the ceremony to give award, and in that particular ceremony these areas and the value by our army were mentioned. So you should remember that this Sankar Teri, Tekri, Atari Post, Galwan Valley is very important. You should remember that because there was the death of 20 Indian soldiers, and it was first time that casualty take place between the this border in the last 45 years. So there was a huge dip between the India and China relations. Pangong Lake, you should locate, it is where it is in the map. Next important news that we will take with the this Tamil Nadu governors revives the saffron controversy. This is well with respect to the how you project the our saints and the freedom fighters. So this Thiruvalluvar is the saint belong from the ancient India, and his time period is expected to be between 4th century BC to the 5th century. So this is mostly it is considered that he was around 400 AD. So 400 AD is around when the Guptas, later Guptas exist. There was the transition from the Gupta to the regional power and the emergence of the Harshvardhana. So it was that particular time. You should remember this. Thiruvalluvar is considered as the very good poet and a philosopher. He has uh, copulates, collection of the copulates on the ethics, political and economic matters, and also on the law. So you should know. You can use in the GS paper 1 art and culture section. Next important news that comes from the this violation of the airport authority rule, and it is with respect to the, you should just know that who govern the security area of the airport and the planes when fly. This is the Bureau of Civil Aviation Security. So it's you should be clear about the Director General of the Civil Aviation and this Bureau of Civil Aviation. So it's mainly enforce the safety measure, and it has there was the event when the passenger were eating at the apron. Apron. What is the apron? Apron is the area where the aircraft are parked, loaded, and boarded. Where whenever you go to the take the flight, the area where you show the ticket and you enter into the plane is that particular area is called as apron. So this is very crucial for the security purpose and sensitive area. So there was the eating, and this is not allowed. There was the violation. So this authority, Bureau of Civil Aviation, has asked the serve the notice to know that region due to the lacuna in its guidelines and its security measure. This news is important with respect to the national essential diagnostics list has been mentioned and has been widened. So it is a further positive step towards the health sector and right to a healthy environment and health care for the citizens. So you should know that this list will help, and this will increase the number of the diagnostic services at the different layer of the healthcare system, like the primary care, secondary care, tertiary care. So it is good thing because generally the lack of the diagnostic is cause very disease and very healthcare issues. Recently, one of my friend, he blessed with the baby child, but due to this diagnostic, lack of diagnostic, he didn't follow the this because it was not locally available. So the child he blessed with has the some of the defects. So like a lot of people face such thing if there is the lack of diagnostic, because it is very much integral to the this medical healthcare system. To know exact that what disease you are suffering, means it is very much important to get diagnostic, to know exactly the disease you are suffering. Otherwise, if you, it will be guess is always not good, and the prescription for the medicine is also compromised. This list has been updated by the Indian Council of Medical Research, you should know. And the second thing you should know that this will be further clear impact on the disease diagnosis and management. Okay, so whenever you are going to write GS paper 2, health sector, you should use all this thing, and you should be knowing this National Essential Diagnostic List that has been increased, and that will be the part of, and it was first released in 2009. So now it has been broadened a bit. Next important news that we will take is this. This is basically associated with the science communication, and this talk about the what is the use of science communication, how we can implement, what are the impact. So it start with, this is very important because yes, you can use in GS paper 3, and as it involves to day-to-day life and the people, common people, so it's become very important. So you start with the definition of the science communication. Science communication involves all the form of communication around the science, scientific work and its outcome, discussion on its ethical, social and political impacts, and the direct conversation with the scientist as well as those audience. So this is the definition you can start with whenever you are writing to, you are going to write to the answer. Then you should bring that this recent event that brought it the science communication and its utility, like the during the Chandrayaan 3 when we launched, there was this lot of we published this on a huge scale. Beside that, public shows a lot of interest. Before that, it was common man was not able to know that what is the benefits of all this launch. We are wasting the money, but now the people know that what are the benefit, different area where we are getting benefit, like in the farming there is the proper forecasting of the weather status and situation. We also do a lot of use of these satellites in the disaster management as well as climate change impact, and our climate planning to face the climate change. So it has, and whenever you do this communication with the respect to the science communication, so there is the advantage of inherent visual appeal. It shows, like the launch was published and it was showing that how the thing is going on. People got deep interest, and beside that, aspirational intent and the national sentiments, means people like the youth and young now want to join this scientific bodies, science bodies like the ISRO, DRDO, and other areas. And it has united national sentiment, made a united effort from the all of our people. We have uniting all of us in a single aspiration. So it's bring the national sentiment. Beside that, it has the day-to-day use, and we have seen that like the during the COVID, it's by this science communication we were able to bring and enforce the people with the physical distancing, masking, what is the use of masking, and vaccination. So we saw that the real impact. Beside that, our constitution talk about we can fulfill our constitutional duty that provided under the Article 51 AH, and it's talk about the duty of every citizen of India to develop scientific temple, humanism, and the spirit of inquiry and reform. So this duty was these fundamental duties was not part of the original constitution. It was brought in 1976 by the parliament. It was under the 42nd Amendment Act. So you should remember all this thing. So in further, it is talking about it was included in the 6 5 year plan as well. Now you should talk about this article is talking about those department that is working in the science communication. You should remember this publication and information directorate that is under the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. It's published the magazine like the Vigyan Pragati in Hindi, this Science Reporter in English, and Science Ki Dunia in the Urdu. So you should know all this thing. Besides that, Department of Science and Technology set up the Vigyan Prasad, and this Vigyan Prasad is autonomous organization to popularize science. Okay, so you should remember. Now the body that is working is this CSIR, National Institute of Science Communication and Policy Research. This has all these has more, and to make this body, this is the National Institute of Science Communication and Policy Research, NISCPR. However, there has been the some of the criticism that we talk in our documents in the government publication, but in the reality, science communication in India is currently not backed by the formal education and the training on the ground. And this has given that this PhD level education or the doctoral level and the postgraduate level is very less. Few of the PhD in the science and technology communication. So it's become important to expand the science communication degree program in India at the postgraduate level and the doctoral level. That should be the our further step. In the last, it is talking about the what should be the how we can achieve different challenge at the national stage. Like it is talking that the given role of the scientific solution of national challenge, such as the antimicrobial resistance, public it is in the public domain, how the this is increasing and creating threat to the health sector, air pollution and energy diversification, that is the need of the at the national level. So whenever we try to disseminate the information and knowledge with the help of this different bodies with respect to all these issues, like we can educate the people what is the misuse and what is the bad impact of these antibiotics. You can also make aware our farmers that how they should be shift toward the scientific farming so that they can reduce the gases that contribute to the greenhouse gas and the other air pollutants. So you should use this science communication in all that area. In the last, you can suggest and conclude that this could start with the professional organization with export from the different departments in the field, as well as government level science department, offices and other partners and the stakeholders that include the private sector and public sector as well as the individual level, and to build a framework we can use to respond to the challenge as well as long-term plan to foster the scientific, rational and public understanding of the science. So UPSC can ask the question or look a question that could be had potential, that could be asked in the mains. Please write the answer. So the question is, examine the importance of effective science communication in the bridging the gap between the scientific advancement and the public understanding. So we can start your answer for this. Cannot you write this as your introduction? What is the science communication? After that you can connect your body part with this, that recent Chandrayaan 3, how it's brought, and further you can discuss that what are the area that could be achieved, this. You can further one paragraph you can bring the bodies that is working in this area. Again you can in the second last paragraph you can bring this challenge that is, and you can bring this in the last paragraph that how it can solve the national issues. You can mention all these things, and in the last you can conclude with this paragraph. Will not you able to write a very good effective answer for the 250 words and 15 marks with this? So please try. Next news article that we are going to take is this. This is a very important article with respect to the recent judgment of Supreme Court with respect to appointment and extension of the tenure of the Chief Secretary of Delhi. So it is talking about this is particularly talking about the two judgment and where there has been the controversial how the Supreme Court changed its judgment its stand with the different occasion. So it is talking about the recently the extension. It's talking about the two cases. This the Royappa case and the services case that both has been in the Supreme Court and the judgment was there. So recently we saw that the extension of Chief Secretary of Delhi. So it is talking about the 2023 amendment that gave the center a statutory authority over the civil services in the national capital. However, further there was the services judgment, and in the judgment, the Supreme Court brought that under Article 239A. You should remember this article that is associated with the Delhi, national capital of the Delhi of the constitution that elected government of Delhi exercise the control over the services in Delhi. This is the stand. Further, it is mentioning that the rule of all India services death come retirement benefit rules. It's talking about the Delhi government recommendation was necessary for the extending the tenure of chief secretary. But in the judgment, recent judgment, the Supreme Court brought that as the Delhi union government also exercise control over the some of the matter related to the union government, means Delhi chief secretary work in the area such as the, you should know that there are the three areas that is not with the, that is generally with the state in the most of the state, but it is not given to the Delhi with the with respect to its special nature. So you should know what are these area. These are the three areas. The first is police, second is the public order, and third is the land. Generally this is with the state list, but in the case of Delhi government doesn't have, Delhi legislature doesn't have a police. Why? Because it is the national capital. So wherever something is going to happen, it need a very immediate response and to ensure that the safety and security is there, because it is the capital all over the world. Watch it as well as the embassies across the all over the world. Nation country is situated in the Delhi, so police becomes important to bring the law and order, and that's why the public order is also under that. And land, because the different government offices as well as the embassies are situated here, so that's why this has been brought to the brought under the union government. However, it is talking about in the Royappa case, the post of chief secretary mentioned that the post of chief secretary is post of the great confidence, and it is the linchpin in the administration necessitating a rapport between him and the chief minister. So that's why the constitutional validity of the government of national capital, this act. Okay. So when it is asked that you should be going with this makes the chief minister very crucial. So that's why, but the judiciary said that we will not see in this case at the extension, but we will see in under the when we will test the constitutional validity of this act that was passed previous year in 2003 that brought this civil services under the union government. The next paragraph here, it is talking about the court region that the chief secretary is the concerned with the three subjects reserved for the union government. If the government is if the Supreme Court is saying that the chief secretary deals with the police and public order and this land, so this Supreme Court also considered that the same chief secretary deals with the hundred of the subject that is in the state list and that is under the Delhi government. So if you are talking about the three thing and you are giving all the power to the union government, why not you are seeing this hundred subject as well? So it is talking about the even in the this services judgment, Supreme Court came up with the three triple chain accountability. Okay, so you should remember this concept of triple chain accountability, and it could be very important whenever you are going to write a answer that deals with the center and the state, particularly the Delhi Union Territory, Delhi. So it's talking about the people, the three triple chain mein. First will be the people, then will be their representative, and third will be the bureaucrats. Okay. So courts should recognize that when the chief secretary completely loses the confidence of the elected government, the chain of accountability is broken. So here the comes that you need to, as there has been the accusation from the Delhi government against the chief secretary that he was involved in the corruption. So this shows that there has been the accountability has been broken. So it should be that action should be taken in that particular prospect. So this article is talking all about this. You should know this thing. Editorial, the first editorial is again talking about this South Africa approach to the International Court of Justice. So you just already we have covered in detail in the previous session. So just you should know this Genocide Convention of 1948. It is associated with the wherever there is the war and state working against its people and causing the death and the mental and physical difficulty to the people. All that comes under the definition of that. In the last paragraph, it is talking about the yes, it doesn't have any major impact, but yes, the all over the global attention has been brought to the this. So that's why there could be the moral pressure on the Israel to withdraw. And but in the last, it is talking about the ineffectiveness that the it was ICJ also instructed the Russia against the Ukraine war, but it was ignored by the Russia. Uh, second, this editorial is talking about the Taiwan. In the Taiwan, this democratic progressive party come into the power, and now there is the huge chance that it is anti-China. It has anti-China stand, and it want to keep the Taiwan independent of the Chinese influence. So there could be the tussle between Taiwan and the China, and it is further talking about the KMT, Kuomintang party, that is, you will read in the your word history that this is the Kuomintang that was mainly fighting with the this Communist Party of the China in the 1945 to the 49 until and its leader Chiang Kai-shek who ran away to the Taiwan and form the government here. But now this has become the stand of this party has become a bit mild, and they want to a good relationship with the China. So this you should keep in the mind. Now it is talking about the future possibility that the China there will be the frequent military drill conducted by the China in the waters and skies surrounding the China. Such thing will increase, and this new government need to tackle all this thing in a proper manner. Next important news we are going to take is this with the Bangladesh relations. Bangladesh is in the news particularly due to the this elections and the way it was held. There has been the criticism as well with the fairness. So we should know that what is the relationship the Bangladesh India has, and how, what are the dynamism that we can see in the future. So this article talk about the what are the current situation of the economic status position of the Bangladesh. Now the Bangladesh had good economic has the good GDP growth rate. It is 7.1% annual growth rate in the 2022. And it next paragraph this talk about the relationship with the India. The bilateral trade has been the $15 billion per year. So it is good, but it is the second to the China. China is the largest trade partner. Bilateral trade 25 billion. So, but still we have the support of the Bangladesh government, and we are acting, and there has been the agreement across the many issues such as the investment, counter-terrorism, energy, river water sharing. So all these has been made a stability in the region. And Bangladesh is a very crucial partner with respect to the China, the way it is expanding across the Bay of Bengal, Arabian Sea, and Indian Ocean. So we have seen the this uh, encircling of India with its different naval bases and warships. We have seen this. So we have seen its military base in the Myanmar, Sri Lanka, Maldives, Gwadar in the Pakistan region. So that's why the Bangladesh also goes with the full support of the China. So it will make the very difficult for India. Already we have seen that the Nepal is going towards China, Maldives, Sri Lanka. So this make us a very concerned point with respect to the Bangladeshi development. A stable Bangladesh is always important for the stability of India, particularly its northeastern insurgency could be increased, but with the help of the Bangladeshi support, we have got the control. Now we have seen the ULFA and other such organization has surrendered to us. There has been a positive gain by the India. In this development, we have seen that the US, with respect to this election, is against the Bangladesh, and it has criticized its the way democratic shortcomings and different area, such as the media has been the majority, and the way the election was held. All this has been criticized. Here it has mentioned that how the China is approaching China is also supporting Bangladesh, and there were no criticism from the Chinese side with respect to this election. Okay, in the last here it has shown that even the Russia is positively approaching toward the Bangladesh, and there has been the Rupur, this nuclear plant that is being developed by the Moscow, Russia, and India is also involved. Here the India is cooperating with the Russia. Here it has given the example that when there was the sanction of Russia, and the nuclear material that was being brought to the Bangladesh was sanctioned by the denied by the US. So India helped to carrying and transporting these all materials. So you should remember, you can write it in your answer, recent development. The Bangladesh has one concern that its ready-made garment industry, most of it is exported to the Europe and the US, and even with the very less tariffs, there has been the means incentives has been given in the form of the less tariffs. So if the US and European Council going to ban or restrict its ready-made garments, it will create problem for the Bangladesh, and there could be the India have to balance this relation in that condition. In the past, we have seen that the United Nations has also given the warning. You can bring this whenever you are going to write a positive achievement of the United Nations. You can bring this example that in the previous regime, where the Khalida Jia was the Prime Minister of the Bangladesh in 2006, and the election that held in 2008 under the pressure of UN, it was shifted to the caretaker government to held this election, and that's why there was the it make the entry of the Awami League due to this pressure. But now this pressure is not being taken seriously by the Bangladesh, as it is given in the next paragraph. Next paragraph is talking about the turning point in the economy of this Bangladesh. It has brought that the soaring energy import price, diminishing dollar reserve, and a weakening of the local currency. That is the cause of concern in the Bangladesh. And IMF has also brought there could be the multiple shocks. It is talking about the supply chain disruption and inflationary pressure due to the Ukraine war in the Bangladesh. So all these things you can update your answer with this. Next, news that we are going to take with respect to the India-Maldives development, sent the comment by the minister. But you just need to know there has been the mention of the one concept, that is the wolf warrior diplomacy. This has been given with respect to the Chinese diplomacy, that whenever any other country try to criticize for the some genuine rational thing that has been taken or happens, China start protecting and try to show that yes, its strength. But by doing that, it's weaken its international image. If you want to be recognized as legitimate global power, you have to take responsibility as well. You don't have to justify. So this type of diplomacy, when you start aggressively defending, like in the case of the COVID-19, when the world accused that yes, it was from the Chinese fault, they start taking means preventive aggressive measure against this accusation allegation. So we have seen such thing in the Indian diplomacy sometimes, like in the case of the Maldives, as per this writer, India start justifying everything. But its image is not getting legitimacy if it's start doing like that. Means so like if a very strong person beats a very weak person. So the strong person think that yes, it had defeated, but the people around the surrounding, those who are watching, they do not promote this. They do not justify it. They go against that strong person, and the sympathy goes with the weaker. So it should be always considered whenever you are aspiring for the global power. Such thing doesn't occur. Next important news we will take with respect to this development of the Shiv Sena and its split. Again, we will not go, already we have discussed all the basic things. Just we will go through the two very important judgment that has been mentioned. The first is the KM Singh versus Speaker of Manipur. You all must be knowing what is the all events that is taking place in the Maharashtra Shiv Sena faction, the speaker decisions in the favor of the Eknath Shinde group. So there has been the debate on the role of the speaker, how the speaker should respond, what is the final authority that should decide the defection and disqualification with respect to the defection. Okay. So here you should first you should know that what is the difference between the political party and legislative party. Political party and legislative party means political party like the BSP could be a party, and its wing could be expand across the India. It would have been the legislative member in the Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan, UP, but it will not include, whenever a defection will be considered, it will be considered with the particular legislature. For if there is the Rajasthan legislature, so if there is the 6 BSP member, they will be considered as the legislative party in that state. So whenever the number of the MLA will be counted with respect to the 1/3, 2/3 of the total numbers, it will only include the legislature member of this party from that state. You should be careful about that. Otherwise, you will be confused that overall defection means overall number will be counted. MLA from the UP, no, it is from the state. So it should be the clear. It's bring the clarity here. Already we have discussed that the 1/3 member, if split, that rule has been deleted by this amendment in 2003. 81st constitutional amendment was that. Further is talking about the, yes, it is giving the example of the split. There was a merger case. So merger case, successful merger case was in the Rajasthan. The BSP 6 MLA merged with the Congress party, and also the merger of the Goa, when the 8th of the 11th member of the Congress joined the, so it was considered that okay, 2/3 merger is allowed. There was no case. Yes, it is the legal valid, no disqualification. But here the case in the case of this Maharashtra, the merger is not taking place despite the 2/3 member were there. That's make the case very crucial. Otherwise, it would have not been that much complicated. Here, this KM Singh versus Speaker of Manipur, this case talking about the parliament. It gave direction to the parliament that please bring some neutral authority instead of the speaker, so that this type of the biasness cannot be observed. So you should remember that there has been always the biasness from the side of the speaker in the favor of the government in the power. And further, this judgment, Sadiq Ali versus Election Commission of India, it has brought whenever there is the test of the real party. So Supreme Court gave the three test formula. The first is that it should recognize that original political party by Election Commission. It will be the Election Commission of India who will go for this test. Who is the real party, not the speaker. So in this judgment, as the speaker went with the recognition of the real party. So this is flawed. Second thing is that the three tests, one include the aims and objective of the party. The second is its affair as per the party constitution and inner party democracy and majority in the legislative and the organizational wing. So this will be decide which is the real party. Okay, and this has been done by this Election Commission of India as well. In this case, Election Commission of India in the Eknath Shinde faction, it also decided the real party Eknath Shinde group, and it decided on the basis of the number of polled by the legislature supporting the Eknath Shinde in the Maharashtra Assembly election 2019. So it took the ground of the legislative election of the 2019. In the last, it is concluding that it has become very important to setting up an independent tribunal to decide the disqualification of a member, and it will reduce the ambiguity. So it's become very important, and you have to mention these two cases whenever you are going to discuss this anti-legislation disqualification matter. Next important article we are going to take is with respect to the science and technology. This is very important. Again, the light-emitting diode and the concept of this. So we will see this. What is the light-emitting diode? It is made up of the 2 points contact terminals, and that is known as the junction. And its dimension is the 5 millimeter. 5 millimeter. This will be the 5 millimeter, I think. So 5 millimeter at the pin. This is very 5 millimeter is like this. It will be even it is more than 5 millimeter. Okay, so 5 millimeter in your mobiles, your computers, whenever you would have been seen the internal part. This type of the thing you see, and this is based on this diode are based on these transistors are based on the holes and the electrons. The negative charge carrier is the holes, is the electrons, and the positive charge carrier is the hole here. So this is based on that, and p-type material and j-type pj junction is there where the electron and charge enter. Further, it is talking about how this LED emit the light. Electrons have more energy than the holes. Then the electrons emit and occupies the hole. It releases the energy into the surrounding. When this jump from the one electron jump to the hole, there is whenever in this process there is a release of energy, and this energy is released into the electromagnetic wave, and this electromagnetic wave have some of the visible range that human can see. We cannot see all the wave. There are a lot of wave that many times we get the current. Can we able to see? Many times we hear the noise and the vibration in our. Many times we see this and we hear this, but we do not able to see that. We see only the range that is between the 380 to the 750 nanometer. This is the range of this is the wavelength and frequency. So visible range depend upon the frequency and the wavelength. So you should remember what is the wavelength for the visual range. It is 380 to 750 nanometer. Further, it is talking that how this total shift from the electron when go to the hole. During this, there is the energy gap. That energy is needed to make transition from of the electron to the hole, and this is done by the electric field. So it is done by the electric field. Where is this electric field? Yes. Electric field is applied. Here it has mentioned. Okay, so unless they receive the minimum amount of energy required to jump across this gap is called as the band gap. So you should remember that band gap is the energy amount that is needed to make transition from electron to the hole, one layer to the other layer, higher energy layer. Okay. So electron hole recombination can trigger by the passing electric current through the diode which create the electric field that kicks the electrons. That is known. And here we know that the LED is majorly emit three types of the light: red, green and blue. It is the gallium nitride that is used to make this transistor and this diodes. Okay. This semiconductor. And it was not easy. Red and green was easily achieved, but the blue light was not. We were not able to achieve this blue light because of this gallium nitride, when it was made in the form of the diode, so it was very fragile and it used to break down. Okay. So it was the here it has mentioned that the experiment that led to this discovery of this, and the Nobel Prize was given in 2014. And you should remember this scientist name: Isamu Akasaki, Hiroshi Amano, and Suji Nakamura. So this is for the state pieces. UPSC will not go to the that much detailing of the name of those. For the UPSC, you should know that what is the LED is capable of. In the per watt, the capacity, how the efficiency of the LED is. The one of the power consumed, the LED produce the 300 lumen. Lumen is the amount of visible light emitted per second. So you should know the lumen is used to measure the light particularly it emitted per second. In 1 second, the visible light that emit is known as the lumen. If there is the option, you should remember. So it is 300 lumen in the LED, and it is the 16 lumen in the incandescent bulb that initially we used to in our childhood. You must have seen the yellow color bulb, that was the this, and further it was the CFL that we later came to use. This is the 70 lumen. So you can see that how the technology progress. 17 on the same energy, we now later we achieve 70 means 5 times more, near about 4-5 times, and now it is the 200 times more, 300 lumens. So this is all about. In the last, we are talking about the material perovskite. This will be increase the efficiency of this LED's light a lot. So it could be you should know that what is the constituent of this perovskite. It is the CaTiO3, calcium titanium oxide. That is the major constituent of this. Next important news we are going to take is particularly some comment from this our Chinese premier, not our Chinese premier. Uh, so he is talking about the misuse of AI. So we should need a balanced use of AI, so that we can you can serve the humanity in a progressive manner. So whenever you are going to write an essay or ethics with the use of your machines and AI, you should quote him, that his comment, as well as there is more comment that AI can in this article that is talking that misuse of AI into the elections. So recently we saw that particularly this AI based technology could be misused to the defect, means the leader's voice and his image can be made a video where it seems that leader is talking about something, but in the reality he must not be talking. So this company OpenAI is working to the prevent such misuse of AI into the US election. So this is all about. So we have completed our session for the today's newspaper and the current affairs. Here we will wind up our session, and again we will meet for the next session tomorrow. All the best. Thank you for the joining the session. Jai Hind.